Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we working on today? We're going to be working on Project Grug as we have been for the past 2 episodes now. I don't even know why I call these things episodes, they're just very long streams where I work on things. And I finally have alcohol, so I can drown my worries. Oh yes. Yesterday we did combat, actually the other day we did combat. And combat turned out pretty alright. Had to remajigger some things. I ended up going with space distance yet again. I did add a little bit to it, which is actually getting added to the main space distance document. But it works pretty well for what I'm going for. I didn't really need to add that much. As you see here, we got some nice thing. We also have a little bit on primate movement, which time for a little fun thing. Primates are really designed for climbing, and there's a lot of people being like, oh, well, you don't have to worry that much about, three-dimensional movement. Lamau, just use every other system. Fun fact about that, doesn't quite work when you're a primate, as primates can climb very easily. That's their entire body is designed for climbing. So if you're not climbing as a primate, you are doing it fundamentally wrong. That's the point. You're supposed to climb, and you have no really barrier to entry when it comes to climbing. So I had to kind of remajigger some things, but it works, and that's all that really matters. So what are we working on today? So we did Grug on Grug Violence. Today we're going to be working on Grug Smash Rock Together to make science. Bring out my handy dandy notepad document. I did not mean to bring that image down. Where did the image go? Please, image, do not run away. There we go. Heading 1. Grug Smash Rock Together to make science. People are wondering if I am streaming currently, and last time I checked, as I'm looking at the stream right now, yes, I am. So we're going to be working on actual crafting today. So this is going to be a fun and exciting adventure in which I probably will lose my mind. So crafting is the best method for a grug to survive the harsh world they live in. We're animals struggle with natural affinities. The grug has the unique talent to smash, cut, tie, and generally combine objects together to make new objects to keep themselves alive. I should actually tell people how to actually access my stream. New objects keep themselves alive. But how does a grug craft? A grug requires tools, equipment, and the general know-how to successfully create objects to aid them. Do this, the Grug must search, hunt, find, and become and embrace the nature around them and exploit it. Each object a Grug possesses is ranked from 0 to 5, representing their value and the attributes it possesses. Certain crafting recipes will require a tool. Some crafts require a tool, a refinery, a footnote, anything that has to be used to create a secondary object, to create something, i.e., like, for example, a fire, or simply a number of resources, or a number of base resources. Successfully objects together, attributes, something, each object, some have multiple qualities, such as being blunt, sharp, and poisonous, to being blunt and heavy. Finally, insert footnotes, highlight, Control X. This is actually the first footnote. Wow! Let's see, is the music too loud? Music's a little bit loud. Bring that down just a smidge. I'm going to stop deafening myself by turning my side down, because I can't hear myself think. Okie dokie then. So, how are we going to do this? We're going to have to do base resources. Base resources, value, and values, and attributes, attribute values. Just for my own sake, I'm going to bump up the size of these just so I can see them a little bit better. Alright, so our base resources. Well, obviously we're going to have something like wood, rock, actually stick, log, what's actually Ancestors, Humankind, Odyssey, crafting, guide. That's what we like to see. We like crafting. Yeah, no. I'm gonna say that right now. No. No swag. No. Well, I actually do not have no swag. That is accurate, unfortunately. I'm like anti-swag, for God's sakes. Oh, let's see. Oh, let me just hit all of the wrong buttons. Crafting, my friend. Effectively, the entire basis of this project, Project Grug, is to make crafting fairly interesting, or at least make it a main part of the game. And I'm going to attempt to do that by making a game about being monkey people and monkeying around by making sure you can craft stuff together, because crafting is often overlooked. Let's say that, or at least very underappreciated. And so I wanted to get it across that, hey, you can have fun with crafting. This is the entire point of this project, as it was originally a godforsaken Minecraft game my friends wanted. So let's see. Just going to zoom in a little bit further. So base resources, we have sticks, rocks, logs. Let's see. Cocoa, sleep spawn, horse. Grass, vine. Let's think of some other valuable. Actually, what I should do. Chalk. How to best do... What are some valuable stones? Oh, I know. Obsidian. Stone, so yeah, granite, chalk, obsidian. Okay, that's some fairly... Oh. There we go. Basic, actually what it should say is... unrefined. Iron. Vine, let's see, we have, those are our basic. Actually, what I should do, if we move that down, we're going to make short stick, long stick, branch, log, let's see what other valuable thing, leaves, obviously. Wait, do we have leaves? No, we don't have leaves. Leaves. Well, let's take a look at what valuable things can we find here? Oh, bone, hide, teeth. Yeah, actually that would be bone. But you know what? I'm going to actually put teeth in there. So bone, hide. Wait. I'm not going to put meat in there, but I'm going to put that food stuff. Put that over here, so we have actually predator meat. Prey meat. Grug meat. Coal. Yeah, actually, that would be a very simplistic. Again, these are. I want to get the idea, the basic resources that someone can pick up, that an ape effectively can pick up, smash against something, and try to make something else. So, yeah, coal is actually valuable in its own way because coal burns. So it probably will have the same quality as chalk, just the idea that coal is burnable. You can throw it on a fire, and the fire is going to last longer. But if you throw chalk on it, it's not going to do much. It's chalk, for God's sakes. But I also have things where you can pretty much create rudimentary drawings. So I might actually have that as an idea. So we have grass, twigs, branches, foodstuff, grug, predator meat, prey meat, grug meat, primordial. Ancient vegetables. Okay. Let's think. Do we have any? Yeah, I'll probably put bamboo in there. Again, this is kind of the primordial land before time kind of thing, so vegetable, wild vegetables, wild fruits. Oh, wild nuts. Nut. Kind of covers. That kind of covers all water. Actually, what I should put in is still water, rainwater, flowing water. Because fun fact, do not drink water if it's sitting still for a very long time. That's probably full of bad things. Salt, yeah, salt could work. Would salt go more in, I'm gonna put salt in food stuff more than anything. But okay, so here's our base resources right here. This is what we're gonna use for right this second. And because I'm completely fucking anal about this, filter. Okay, bamboo. So bamboo at its core, we can call it long, stiff. Actually, what's the best way I want to say this? Blunt 2, blunt 3, long. Bamboo, we'll call it blunt 1, long. Chalk, writing 3s. We'll call it actually blunt 2, writing 2, coal, blunt 2, flammable 2, granite blunt 4. Grass doesn't really. I'm not exactly bamboo. Yeah, that's great. Let's go on. Let's go. I'm trying to think of, like, if you hit someone with a piece of fucking bamboo. I thought it was fairly bendable. Huh. What's a shinai? Light soft wood used in it. Etymology. Far from dangerous, Shinai uses practice sword in order to simulate the weight of a katana or bokken without. The force stats tied together are designed to reduce the force of an impact of a blow upon hitting the target. The force stays flex and. Yeah, it's a Shinai and bamboo. I'm gonna bump this blunt up to. Bump it up to 3, maybe. The idea you have to kind of fold it on itself. Actually, what I can do. Bamboo strip. Blunt 2 long. Blunt 3. There we go. Grass isn't going to have any qualities, but grass is also incredibly valuable for just... If it doesn't have any qualities, why do I have it? We can call that... Wearable 2. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, pretty much it's the idea of, like, if you have a very long thing of bamboo, it's kind of wavy at the end, so it's kind of a little bit more difficult to use unless you really bind everything together. This is you literally picking up a thing of bamboo and trying to hit someone with it. Well, a bamboo section is a little bit tighter, which you can use it to bonk someone over the head a little bit easier with. Okay, that works. What I'm gonna do, though... Bone, yeah, bone 2. Branch, called branch, blunt 3. Coal, grass, leaves. I can see what... I can see it in my head, actually. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take leaves out. I'm going to call it warmth 2. Leaves, warmth 0. Warmth 0. Log. Blunt 5. Long, heavy. Actually, can't really use a log to beat someone to death with. But that's not the point of... Sharp 2, unrefined 4. This is going to be blunt 4, sharp 1. Binding 2. Blunt 1. Pretty much I wanted it being less like there's going to be some crafting materials which recipes which is going to be effectively like you just need something blunt. It doesn't have to have a value at all with it. If you have something blunt, you can cut it and then boom, you have something sharp instead. It's kind of the idea with that. Not really valuable in terms of being able to hit something with necessarily, but yeah. Okay, so here's our base resources. Now we get to do the very complex part, which I paste this right here, and attribute values. What I'm going to do is take the attribute values, move it over here, and what we're going to pay, Control C, Control V, base resources, and crafting components. Or actually, let's just call it components, just so I can actually read things properly. So, yeah, welcome to 95% of my... When it comes to these larger games with a lot of little equipment and stuff, I usually end up having to spreadsheet a lot of things, because spreadsheets save lives. Also, I'm done with one of my beer already. God, it's going to be a long-ass stream at this rate. So let's pop open the second beer. Oh, fuck me. What the fuck is this? I said this is going to be a little bit weird. So this is the 420 strain Mango Kush Wheat Ale. This was $2 at my local liquor beer store. Fuck me. They're not kidding. That smells. Jesus. Okay, let's... It looked weird. I had to get it. So let's... I'm not in it. Not in it. I'm gonna drink it. I don't think I'll get it again. Oof. Is it a fucking IPA or something? It's a wheat ale. Why does it taste like this? Ah, oof. It's like the worst parts of a wheat ale and the worst part. Yeah, it's like the worst part of a wheat and the worst part of an IPA. Fuck me. I don't even like IPAs. But I like wheats. So again, it can't be that bad. Actually, craft components. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close this notepad. Perfect. So, yeah, I wrote this the other day of my various ones. So let's see. We're going to be starting with muscle crafts. And we're going to start with rank 1 stuff. Actually, no, we're going to need rank 2. So, this is, you need 2 in muscle to craft the following objects. So, the most basic thing you can make, if you are even remotely competent in hitting something with having muscles, oh, I know, craft, stick, long components, long stick, times 2 attribute values. It's going, guess what? It's going to be a little stick. Actually, it's going to be short stick. It's going to be blunt 1. Welcome to the wonderful world of refinement. Stick with rock, yeah, pretty much. So that's going to need its stick with rock. Actually, well, I'm going to call it rock stick. Short rock stick. Because remember, I have 5 ranks of this to do. Short rock stick, you're going to need blunt 2, blunt 2 short stick, vine. Actually, what I would say is binding 1. attribute, blunt 3. Actually, it's going to be blunt. Blunt 2 weapon. How do I want to do this? I had this all in my head. It was going to look beautiful, and it just... this isn't coming. Blunt X, Blunt X. Blunt X short weapon? Actually, let me check this. Melee, yeah. Blunt X melee, melee weapon. And then we're going to go up to rank 3. And hammer. Hammer's going to need a short stick. Blunt. Blunt 3. Actually, going to have blunt 4. Binding 1. Blunt X. Melee weapon. Melee weapon slash tool. Is that how I want to do it? Pretty much the idea is that if I find a rock on the ground, I have some vines, I have a stick, I can combine these things together to make a rock on a stick. But if I want to make like a rudimentary actual like hammer, I'm going to need the blunt. Actually, what I can do, blunt 4, we're going to do long stick. It's not going to be a melee weapon, it's going to be a reach weapon. Reach weapon slash tool. Slash tool. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like if you get a good chunk of granite, just tie it to a rock. Pretty much what the hammer is going to, that's your big one. That's the like the actual like this is a weapon rather than a literal like stick with a rock tied to the end of it. Not very valuable at the end of the day. So if I want to craft, bear with me with here. Let's say I want to craft rock knife. Components, I'm going to need blunt X, blunt 4, and then we're going to have a sharp blunt X plus blunt with a blunt 4. We're going to have sharp for 4 minus X. Yeah. So if I have a sharpness 1 thing, and I have my blunt 4 objects, I'm going to smash that rock against it, and I can make something sharp. Actually, I should say bone tool. Bone knife. We're going to need sharp 2, bone, sharp 3. It's going to be touch weapon slash tool, sharp 4 minus X, touch weapon slash tool. You haven't got out here. If big strong muscle men get tools and weapons. That's their gimmick. that's actually rank 4. Bamboo bludgeon. Bamboo section times 2. Blunt 5. Actually, blunt 2 section times 2. Binding 2. Actually, we're going to do binding 4, so you need 2 vines to actually do that. Blunt 5, melee weapon. Melee just blunt. Yeah, pretty much, actually. Thank you for reminding me about Rust. Now, mind you, the more bigger ones, I hate to break it to you all, but you can't exactly craft the M4. Must be researched. So, what I'm gonna have to, no research required. Let's see. Spike wall. Okay. See, it's one of those things I need to get the idea in my head. Once I get the idea, I'm fine. So what's... Actually, we want to get long stick times 5. So that's going to be log, cutting 5, cutting 6, actually sharp 6. Sharp 6. Attribute value, and long stick's going to be blunt 1 long. And actually what I should do, because you have a maximum to get to, if it's 5 at the start, right? I wrote the damn game, I should know. No, maximum of 4, so we want 4 to be kind of the cool stuff. So we're going to actually make spear here. And that means we're going to need a long stick. We're going to need sharp 4. And it's going to be a sharp 4. It's going to be a sharp 5 reach weapon. Yeah, effectively. Pretty much like the original... The idea I see for a spear is like your basic spear is literally just a carved stick that you stab someone with aggressively and hope to God they go away. The more advanced spear is probably going to be more like rank 4, rank 5, like late rank 4, yeah, rank 4, rank 5, which is like, hey, we have discovered the fact that I can put something sharp at the end of this, such as a knife. Which actually reminds me, we're going to do, we'll call it the knife spear for now. It's going to be long stick, sharp 5, sharp 4, sharp X tool, and binding 4, which is going to be a sharp X reach weapon, which I should actually shrink that down to sharp 3 maybe. Yeah, sharp 3. Because the idea that blunt damage does blunt damage. Pretty much I have 3 different bars of health. I have blunt, lethal, and Dopamine. Blunt damage is going to do blunt. You have more blunt health than anything. Sharp is going to do lethal damage. So if you stab someone in the chest with something, they're going to hurt a lot more. And that means you hit 0 lethal, you're dead. Dopamine, yes. Pretty much. If you are in a good mood, you're doing well. If you're losing a fight, if you're in a place you do not understand, you're generally losing your shit. Your dopamine's taking damage. And when pretty much this is a roll and keep system, the more blunt damage you take, you're rolling less dice. With less dopamine you have, you're keeping less dice. Because you're freaking the fuck out. You're panicking. You're an animal at this point. You're no longer thinking, oh, I'm going to be smart or anything. No, it's you running away at the speed of sound because you don't want to deal with something that's going to maul you to death. Confidence. Yeah, pretty much. And that's actually going to be not instinct. Who does that? Who does dopamine increases? Oh yeah, spine. Spine crafting allows you to have dopamine increases, which is literally going to be various cool things that allow you to like feel more confident. That's literally all it's going to be. Which I actually know. We're actually going to make the blade at this point, which we're going to need something that's long. Doesn't really matter how blunt it is. We're going to need sharp 8. I should say is rudimentary blade. And it's going to be a sharp 3 melee weapon. Flash tool. It's really just a melee weapon, really, because you can't really use it for much else outside stabbing someone. That's actually going to be in the instinct. No, intuition. Intuition's effectively your survival tools. So that's going to be your very basic medicinal properties. Hey, because fun fact, you don't exactly have modern medicine in this time. You can't exactly drink a health potion. It's rub this thing on you that I mashed up, and it might help. It might help. I don't know yet. And finally, we're going to do some rank 5 stuff, which is going to be, what's some good rank 5? Actually, I should say is long sharp 4. Rudimentary axe. We need something long, sharp. Sharp 8. Vines, blunt 4. And this is going to give us a sharp 4, blunt 4, melee weapon / tool. Which is very valuable because it's 2 things. So what's another good? Yeah, okay. We'll leave it at this for now. Not the best, but gives them enough options to do things. Also allows me to start on the next section. So this is going to be, so muscles done, and now we get to do with reflexes. What is reflexes? Reflexes is all about, let's see, range weapons and traversal tools. So, rank 2, the most basic things. We're going to make a javelin. Actually, no, not javelin. Javelin's going to probably go something like, we'll call that rank 4. But throwing rock. You just need something blunt 2. Need something blunt 2 and blunt 2. You need blunt 2 times 2. An attribute. Going to do blunt 1. Blunt 1. But it's going to be effectively something nice, easy to toss. Which is going to be, if we go to Grug here, preface, no, we want to go to actions, movements. Where did I put you? Space distance. Probably do close. 1, blunt 1, rain, close. Close weapon, blunt 1, close weapon. Throwing rock, times 2. Combined rope. We're going to need actually wait, binding 4. Binding 6, and pretty much binding 6. Actually, what we can do is we can actually bump that up to binding 6, but you only need binding 4, so they can refine up. That's their value. So, from here we're going to get... God, what's the... I can see it. Okay. Okay. All right, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, welcome to my life. Actually, what I should do is bump this up. Mind you, this is not perfect. And what I'm going to have to put a side note at the end of this section, which is like, anytime you come up with something, feel free to add your own crafting recipes. This is like the most basic shit I could come up with. So we're going to do climbing spikes. So we need sharp 2, binding, sharp 2, binding 1. Climbing spike. Attribute values, we're going to have climb 2, pretty much, which I'm going to have to put in a little note here probably, which is going to be saying, hey, actually what I should say is plus 2 to all ref plus agi 2 reflex climbing checks. Because unfortunately for me, I am only human. Even though my people apparently think I'm not human. Alright, so what's some more good ideas here? We're looking at traversal tools. Pretty much things to help other grugs move better. Because that's someone with high reflexes, that's their thing. Their gimmick is to effectively help people move better, move faster. As well as... wait. Artificial... God. Climbing rope, we're going to need binding 12. Plus 4. Plus 4 to all ref climbing. Plus 4 to all ref. And now we need something else to eat. I would like to have 2. Drop bear. No. What would be a thing that you throw on top of someone? That would be not a bomb. But, weight. A blunt object. Because the idea being, like, it's going to be a weapon, that the entire idea is that you... Oh, wait, I know. Very rudimentary sling, which is going to need binding 4. Yeah, it's going to need actually just binding 4. It's going to be a blunt to close weapon. Blunt to close weapon and ammunition. Blunt X close weapon. Blunt X close weapon because you can use your sling to yeet things at other enemies that you do not like. I can see it. Bug me. What am I seeing here? Because I'm going to have to add a section which is effectively you traversing around the map. It's going to be not exactly a full-on hex system, but it's going to be something like that. So I need something for river crossings. What would be a good idea? A teamwork rope? Bindings. Binding harness. Binding harness. We're going to need binding 6. It's going to be a plus 4 to all int. Actually, no, it'd be int check. Int traversal checks in water. Okay, now we get the javelins. So, to make a spear, you need something long, and you need something sharp 3. And actually, you don't even really need something, arms sharp 3, and spear is going to be sharp. Instead, this is going to be a sharp 2. Sharp 2. Actually, not a close weapon. It would be a close weapon. We're getting into far weapons here. Sharp 2 close weapon. What would be another good idea? Archery. What is the most early example of archery? Let's see. Remains of bone, 660,000, 730. Upper Paleolithic. Upper Paleolithic, near the transition, okay. So the bow and arrow is a little bit farther ahead. Yeah, this is the range what we're working with. The bow and arrow is too advanced. We're dealing with something that's way too advanced for us. What I can do is we can start making darts, which is going to be a short, which is going to be something, we're going to call it, actually what I'm going to do is bone dart, actually, tooth dart, no, spike ball, actually. That's the problem. I can't use a bow because the bow's too advanced. I mean, I guess I could probably do like a really like primitive bow, but what's the natural way? No. What would be a good tree sap? It's gonna have to be sap, isn't it? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a new. Put a new thing right here, which we're gonna call sap. I'm gonna call it sticky 3, sticky 2, and spike ball is going to require sticky 4, sharp 1, and a rock. Pretty much take a rock, glue a bunch of sharp shit to it. Guess you are right, yeah. I just looked on the Wikipedia page, I'm just like, oh, well, this is like the earliest thing we found is like the transition from the late Paleolithic to the early Paleolithic. Pouch dust, that's a good one. I'm actually I'm gonna put that in, fuck it. I can do that. Move that down a little bit. Sticky 4, adhesive rock, it's going to be sharp 4. Actually, we're going to say it's sharp 3. It's going to be sharp 4. Close weapon. You're pretty much yeeting a rock at someone, but you put some spiky bits on it. God, what would be a pouch dust? Okay, actually. God, I can't even use a pouch. I gotta remember it's a pouch. It doesn't. Actually, what we're going to do is going to make a bow, and then we're going to make an arrow. A bow is going to require something long. It's going to require binding 4. Actually, let's do binding 6. And it's going to be a far weapon, one of the very few far weapons. And an arrow is going to require X sharp or X blunt. Stick, short stick, and sticky 2. And it's going to be X sharp / blunt X ammunition. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sling up here. We're going to bump that up to far, with the idea being far weapon, comma, ammunition, throwing rock, comma, ammunition, vine row, climbing spike, sling, binding harness, javelin, spike ball. Yeah, that's going to have to go in intuition probably, because intuition's the one who does all that. You're now seeing because the thing what I wanted to do is that everyone, you need to have all these various people, all these various grugs with very specific things about them to craft everything you want. Being really reflexive doesn't mean you quite know how to make a pouch, but having a good intuition means you can make a pouch. So you need a guy with the pouch to be able to make your rock. So even things like the muscle guy, like to get a bunch of long sticks, you need someone with rank 4 muscle. If no one has rank 4 muscle and you have a log, you quite literally cannot use to get 5 long sticks because you don't understand how to do it. It's literally requiring like some guy with big muscles being like, me have big sharp object, cut me. Because everyone's fucking stupid. I use intuition for survival tools and armor. And survival tools are... It's kind of like intuition's like the, hey, we could actually do something beyond it. And I needed something to do with it, and I didn't quite know what else to put under intuition. Welcome to gamey ways of doing things. Hell, spine is literally clothing, so you actually have better conversations with people. Actually, we don't need far weapon. Small ammo. I should do small ammunition. Welcome to my life. See, this is why I actually like having... Yeah, this is why I actually like having people here to like actually kind of discuss things with, because it's easy for me to... I like being able to bounce things off people. If I don't have that ability to bounce something off, I end up making really dumb decisions. So thank you for interacting with me. This is very nice, mostly for something like this. Pouch dust. Pouch dust. Pouch dust. We're going to need... actually, refined dust. Holding 2... Actually, we can call it probably bag 2. Actually, no, holding 2. Holding 1. attribute. It's going to be a fine. It's going to be a not a close weapon. It's going to be a melee weapon. Inflict dust effect on enemy. It's not a very good one. It's worked for now. It's not perfect, but it worked. Reflexes. Begone, all of you. So we're going to now go to intuition. Craft. Pouch. Components. Hide. Binding 2. Attribute. Holding 1. And second intuition on basic armor. Hide cloak. Actually, hide cloak. Hide 3. Actually, it wouldn't be that. It would be warmth 6. Plus 2 to all int traversal checks. Oh god, this beer is fucking terrible. Why do I keep drinking it? So, rank 3. So we're going to actually want our first piece. Actually, we're going to make a pack. Hide 2. Binding 4. Holding 3. And we're going to make our first piece of armor, which is going to be a basic hide. Cloak. Basic hide armor, not very refined in any remote amount. Not very refined in any way. We're going to make warmth 4. And binding 2. Armor 2. Very simple. Very basic. And we're going to make our medical powder. We're going to need actually medical herbs blunt 2. Refined powder restore plus 2 blunt. Damn it. Restore plus 2 blunt damage. Healy, medical solved. Herbs. Pure water. Herbs, water, blunt 2, bowl. Yeah, actually, herbs, water, blunt 2, and times 1, actually, solve. Times 1. times 1. Solve. Restore 2 plus 2 lethal damage. The medical powder and medical stuff are not very valuable early on, even though they are very expensive, because you have to use tools for them. Actually, it's too advanced. It's what I plan on doing. Actually, is give me 1 second. I can bring up. So, here's my incredibly basic way of looking at things. You're going to use your base resources to make your goods so you can gather things better. This is your core loop. What I plan on doing is during the main exploration phase, the idea is that you're going around exploring, collecting things, that you're bringing things back to your home base to improve upon them. Now, there may be locations where you find, oh, hey, we know that this tile we know about has very valuable stuff on it. We have medical herbs that we know about. We want to use this constantly because herb's good. Or, hey, this spot has a lot of rocks that we like using. You're going to have pretty much an amount of people at your home base, which you can effectively say, get this, as long as you have people working on it, you have a constant flow of it coming in that you can always use. Which, if you have all the resources to do something, you can automatically just create them off the bat. You don't have to worry about, finding, like, oh, hey, where do we get big sticks? We don't have any big sticks. Like, that's like a very decisive issue that you could have early on. But if you don't have the food to get these things, obviously your people are going to fucking starve. So it's kind of that balancing act between we need to go on a hunt to get food for our people, or do we want to make sure our people actually have food at a consistent basis? So do you dedicate people to, like, very simply harvesting food? Yeah, it's, for lack of a better word, here, give me 1 second, I can delete this. The 3 methods I had, marked in blue, red, and yellow, we're in black right now, but I'm going to make it red. These were the 3 methods of Project Grug that I eventually I scrapped blue and scrapped green. But the idea is whether or not I went from your base resource, whether you refined it, you made advanced goods from it, so you can gather things better, so you can get more base resources, or you went for base resources, you refined it down, you made advanced goods to find more piles of base resources to refine to get more good, Or the more triangular, or the more, it was Dawn of Man was the other one, which is you get your base resources. Actually, you find your piles, you get your base resources, you improve your home base, you get advanced goods, you make your pile. Like, this is every single crafting game, regardless if it's a tabletop game, video game, whatever, can be summarized in this chart. How Minecraft, find pile, get base resource, refine resources, make goods, to find more piles. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to think of the top of my head of another game. Rust, find base resources, refine them down, make advanced goods, gather more base resources. Boom, boom, boom. Or actually, a more accurate one would be find base resources to build advanced goods, gather goods better to get base resources to improve your home base to build more advanced goods. Like, you could technically, Rust is this giant thing where you can just kind of summarize everything, but yeah, no, probably, yeah, Rust, don't starve at the top of my head if I were to use this method. Find a pile, get your base resources, refine it down, make advanced goods, gather more things, get base resources, improve your home base, make it, yeah. Pretty much you can follow any of these lines and you'll eventually find just about any game. Like, Minecraft is effectively just that. Like, it's not, Like, all these games are fairly simple when it comes to, well, actual refining. That was one of the actual key issues I was having with the initial approach to this. Was that there was actually quite a bit of things to worry about. So we're going to want to make, oh yeah, a hide shield, which is we're going to need hide, wood, blunt for. Actually, no. What I can do, we'll make the hide shield. Make that kind of the more advanced. Actually, no, we don't really need to do that. We can make a wood shield here. Then we can make the hide shield. Rudimentary. And then we can make more refined. Terraria goes a little bit too fantastical. But, you know, if we use my big chart here, boom, 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 boom. Later game, you stop really having to worry. Like, you don't really have to mine for resources late game Terraria, mostly these days. Wood shield, hide shield would be some other. Oh, no, actually, we're gonna make heavy hide armor. But some backpack. And we're gonna make another traveling. Another big traveling thing. Not compass, but pretty much making traveling easier and make sure people survive it. It would be a God, I can see it. Okay, let's just do the wood shield first. Wood shield are going to need a short stick times 10. Binding 4. Armor 3. Armor 3, one hand. Hide shield's going to need short stick times 4. Hide 2, binding 4, which provides a little bit more armor, but costs a little bit different. So if you're running low on sticks, you're gonna need it's like probably a little bit more practical to build wood shields, but because sticks are a lot more plentiful, but they're not as good. You're just using more resources for less. So backpack is going to be hide 4, binding 6, holding 5, and another traversal one, which is what's a good traversal? What's a good survival actually? Advanced refine. Better refine. Refinery efficiency. Medical powder times 3. Herbs times 2. Blunt 2. Refined powder. Actually, what I can do, if I want to go with this, give them one more, which we make medical salve times 2. 2 herbs, water, blunt, 2 salve, restore plus 2 lethal damage. Okay. Warmth 6, binding binding 4, and then we're going to probably go with, if I want to build really heavy fire, I'm pretty much going to be making root, instead of just tearing the hide off, you're going to be pretty much making harder hide by burning it. I know what I'm saying. Which is going to be armor 4, which is incredibly valuable because it's doubling, but you need someone with rank 5 intuition, which is not easy to get because you have to level up once. Okay, very basic, and let's work on our final one, which is going to be spine. We're going to make a bone trophy. Actually, what I'm going to say is tooth trophy. Tooth times 4. Binding 1. We want to do plus 1d plus 1 to all SPI checks, SPI social checks. I knew this was going to be hard, don't worry about it. I mean, what am I seeing here? Oh, bone trophy, bone times 3, binding, sticky 2, sticky 4 actually, sticky 4. Plus 2 to all SPI social checks. Are we vegan? No. God, no. Let's see, confidence boosters. What would be a good thing to... leadership. Sash. High times 2. Binding 2. Restore plus 1 and dopamine to all Grugs within 1 SD. Intimidating headdress. Bone times 4, binding 2, tooth times 6. And it's going to be reduce. -1, reduce dopamine, reduce 1 dopamine to all hostile Grugs within 1 SD. Hero totem. Log, sharp 4, not binding, sharp 4, log sharp 4, increase tribal, actually, what do you call a group of chimpanzees? Group of Increase community value by 1. Actually, we're gonna need log times 2. Fucking fearful, terrifying war paint. So we'll make war paint. We're going to need fruit, water. Actually, not water. We're going to need fruit times 3. 3 blunt 2. Restore plus 4 dopamine. Restore to the Grug wearing the war paint. Restore plus 4 dopamine. Actually, what I should say is restore plus 5 dopamine, because you fucking hype yourself up. You're getting to war. This is awesome. We'll call it war trophy, which is going to be bone times 6, sticky 6. We're going to increase. No, we're going to do plus 4 to all SPI social checks among Grugs. Among friendly Grugs. Bloody reminder. Actually, fuck, bloody trophy. Grug meat times 3. Fire binding 2. Actually, binding 1. Plus 4 to all SPI social checks among hostile Grugs. Because you're a scary motherfucker. Watch some good. Community totem. Log times 4. Sharp 6. Binding 2. Actually, binding 4. Increase community value by 2. Animal mask. Predator meat times 2. Sharp 2. Binding 4. Plus, actually, reduce 1 dopamine to all hostiles within 1 SD. Actually, let's see, 2 SD. And our final one, glorious totem, shiny times 4, log times 4, sharp 6, binding 6. Increase community value by 4. Pretty much higher your community value, more Grugs approach you to join. Alright. There we go. I think we got all the crafting done. It's not flawless, but it works. Actually... Glass... Natural shiny objects. What are some naturally shiny things? Actually, a shiny one. There we go. Some shiny stuff, because shiny things are always fascinating to people. Okay. There we go. I think we're good enough for now. Date, create, filter. Formats, data, create, filter. There we go. Text unlinked. Okie dokie then. Oh wait, it's because you're fucking massive still, and we want to change you all over to Archivo. So we're gonna make you all normal. Oof. Okay, I'll hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18, so we split it down at 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's cut you there, and then that means we're going to insert a column to the right, insert a column to the right, and paste right there. Boom, baby. Thank you very much. And that means we're going to delete 9 rows. Table alignment, center, middle. Okay, perfect. And that means we get to start. Default Archivo 12. I said 12. Paste unlinked. I had a feeling that happened. Okay. Gotta move you over 1, then I get to move you over 1. Oh god, nope. Table properties, left center alignment, middle. Okay, so we're gonna want to move you right over there. With components, I can move you like that, maybe. Yeah, I think that works. Okie dokie. Welcome to... welcome to the pulse-pounding action of SPRUG Workshop. Yeah. Totally tubular. Archivo. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to hit that button. 12. Table properties, black, center, middle, center justified, oh, Jesus, okay, we want to Control C, nope, there we go. Control V. Highlight everything. Archive 12. Hit the blunt button. Move you over to. We want to do table properties. Why doesn't it keep my table properties? Who knows? I mean, fuck me, I guess. We want to insert row below. Well, that beer was terrible, and I regret buying it. That's okay. We all make mistakes, folks. If we didn't make mistakes, I wouldn't be here. Because honestly, this entire stream is like a really long fever dream. Oh, Jesus. Table properties, center, middle. We go with reduced. Okay. Cancel. Reflexes. Select reflexes. Control C, Control V. Traversal. Chicks in water. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, sweet Mary. Oh, sweet Mary and Joseph. Oh, calm down. Oh, God. Okay, everything is breaking now. Okay, that's... Control Z. Control Z. I need to Control Z my life away. Oh, it's chugging now. It's chugging. It does not like this. It does not like the pet tables. This just in. It does not enjoy the tables. Oh, there we go. It's like, no, please. Okay, center, bottom, black, middle alignment. There we go. Dopamine, 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 dopamine. Okay. Alright. So, I think this all works pretty well. And what I'm going to see, let's see, muscle, reflexes, intuition. I'm going to alphabetize this just to make sure it's correct. But overall, I think we did pretty good today. I think we're about 2 hours in. We got done with the crafting element, the difficult crafting part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very rudimentary cooking system. Just like a get water. If, you know, more advanced stuff means you need more, you know, stuff to put on it. And kind of like what food does. But overall, everything looks pretty good. And from there, what we're going to do... I knew this project wasn't going to be very long, but I was kind of experimenting more than anything. With Grug smashed rock together to make science done, all we really need to do is Beyond the Horizon with Grug, which is going to be the traversal methods. And moving around and such. So, after that, we're probably in that section. I'm going to put the enemies, or the section after that. The enemies don't take too long. I'm just going to make a few sample ones. I'm like, this is what they drop. This is what they don't drop. After that, we work on the next project, which I actually was approached by someone today to do a commission project for them. So that's good. I like that. I like getting paid for my work. So, next project may be that, or it may be Project Arrows, depending on the situation and how everything actually clicks together. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Godspeed, good luck, and sayonara.